did it, bro.
I want that blue-eyed devil.
What did he say? What's the fight?
Cause he put a video of him. He put a video of him hitting pads. No, you're good. You can film. This is good.
I don't want.
You're good, brother. You're good. Man. This is all good B-roll. But he put a picture of him. He put a video of him hitting pads, but he's got no setups, Mike. He throws naked. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to have that twitch, that inside. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when you box, Mike, you're inside. You're getting. That's what I'm saying. But this dude he's just thrown off the open. Like, bro, you got to evolve, man. You got to change the game. If not, how are you gonna become a champ again if you're the same person? That's why I want that blue-eyed devil, Mike.
Make you a lot of money.
You better cut me that piece too.
Send it to you, bro.
Wow, Triple C talking to Uncle Mike about Conor McGregor, my man. Welcome back to the Triple C and Schmo Show. I'm the Schmo. My co-host has an Olympic gold medal. The champ, the one and only, Mr. Henry Cejudo.
Well, let's get this ball rolling, Schmo, because time is money and money is time.
Man, you keep picking on Conor McGregor, man. The feud continues. Let's toss it to that training video that you're talking to Mike Tyson about.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like in the pocket. It's like he's not boxing. There's knees that you have to worry about. There's takedowns that you have to worry about. But Conor McGregor continues to keep doing the same thing, trying to look pretty on Instagram, like the wannabe Instagram model that he is. And he continues to just throw off the open, like naked, no setups, no feints, no level changes, Schmo. Like, and he expects the same result. That absolutely makes me sick. As a matter of fact, that I should be charging him because there's a reason why Conor McTapper is always commenting on my answers because he knows Triple C is the real deal. He knows that I'm pinpointing all them damn little areas. So McTapper, you're lucky I ain't charging you.
But listen, Triple C, not everybody has perfect form when it comes to striking, man. Obviously, a lot of guys make mistakes. But what is drawing your attention to Conor McGregor? It seems like every single week, every single piece of content he puts out, you got some criticism for.
Me or him?
Well, you to him and then him to you. He's responding to you, but you're noticing something, man. You're feuding back and forth. You're giving him the bait and he's eating it.
No, of course. Well, it's not even the bait. I'm telling the truth, Schmo. Like, that's all I'm doing, dude. It's like when I see the flaws, there's a reason why I'm telling you, Schmo. There's a reason why he's responded to me because he knows that the truth hurts. And typically, when I do give that breakdown like that, that's Henry Cejudo, man. That's not Triple C. Yeah, maybe with a little bit of King of Cringe flavor. But at the end of the day, man, he's Conor McGregor. His striking is all right. He's decent, but because there's so much footage on Conor McGregor, he needs to switch it up, man. So if I don't see any level changes, if I don't see any feints or seeing him set traps, dude, he's gonna lose to everybody and anybody. Because once you get over the stigma, or once you get over that cloud that what he used to have, what he used to like, crap talk, that was his greatest gift, man. His mouth, his mouthpiece, his mind. But now people go see past that, Schmo. He lost that fire a little bit. So this is why he needs to adjust technically and tactically. And I do believe that Conor McGregor could be a top contender. Maybe not a world champion anymore, but you know what I'm saying? Just a gatekeeper, and I think he'd be satisfied with that.
So as the date gets closer for him to return, no set date yet, what's making more sense for him as this whole thing unfolds? Who would Triple C like to see Conor McGregor dance inside the octagon with?
I'd like to see him dance with me, quite honestly. I mean, he went from 145 to 170. Why don't you give me that same opportunity? I can go from 135, from 125, all the way to 155. No problem. So that's who I would like to see next. I want that fight. I talk a lot of stuff. We smack talk a lot of stuff to each other. It gets personal between us. Give me the opportunity. Give me the shot. Well, you know what? Let's cut the bullshit out. You know who Conor McGregor needs to fight, Max? You're talking to him right now. That's right, the Triple C, the Olympic champ, the flyweight champ, and the bantamweight champion of the world. Enough of this Twitter crap. Enough of this cute Twitter stuff. Okay, yeah, you are Red Patty Knight, and for that reason, I do want to fight you. But think about it too, Conor McTapper. You got 2 belts. I have 2 belts. I have an Olympic gold medal, and you don't have anything. Apparently, you love the number 4. Anyways, that being said, I say we go at it, dude. I say we make this fight, and that's it, man. Let's talk is cheap, dude. You've lost a lot of these guys. You commented on all the videos that I do about you. I am a smart human being, bro, and you know that. And I want to expose you, and I want to expose it live on pay-per-view if you are willing to sign that contract. I'm waiting.
What about
I'll
Dylan
make sure that
Dennis?
when we have Red Pat. Man, Dildo Dennis, his stepson, he absolutely makes me sick, dude. He's a troll. He's a real life troll. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're champions that have done it before. Dildo Dennis is just, I don't know what he is, man. He's just a piece of skid.
Oh, maybe you want to challenge both of them on the same night, then? Is that what you're trying to say, Triple C?
I wouldn't mind, dude. I guarantee, dude, both of those dudes would not make it past freaking 3 rounds with me. I promise you that. And that's real talk. I'd stop Conor McGregor. He couldn't be able to stop my wrestling, or I could surprise him with it, and I can knock him out. My speed, my position, my experience would be a problem for anybody, especially somebody like Conor. When there's a lot of videos, especially the fact that he leans super heavy on that front leg. Man, I know how to kick. We saw it with Cruz. You know what I mean? I've become a mixed martial. You can see my involvement in fighting with Conor. He's the same dude. You know, right hand, left hook, right hand. Like, he's the same dude, man. Like, I want to see more, man. I never saw takedowns from him. I never saw any submissions from him. He's a guy that just wants to strike. So if you're a better striker than him, or you have more endurance than him, and it's not going to work, Schmo. I put him out no more than 3 rounds. I promise you.
Well, keep barking up the tree, Triple C. It's not a gold medal match, but it's a gold medal payday, and it wouldn't be at 145. Conor McGregor's not making 145. You're going to have to leapfrog 145. Triple C returning at lightweight, 155 against Conor McGregor. Sign the Schmo up. We'd like to see that.
Well, dude, I'm 170 right now, Schmo. Trust me, dude. I'd probably even struggle to make 55.
Keep eating, keep traveling,
Can we show it? Yeah, but either way, it's like it's still heaviness. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to pick up that heaviness, and yeah, you know, it cut down to 15 pounds. 45 would be perfect. 55 would just be just as good. I like the challenge.
Well, you are looking thick, and speaking of challenge, people were criticizing you during those push-ups, man. That thick body wasn't going all the way down for those push-ups. What's your explanation?
Man, the only thing I gotta say, Schmo, is don't hate me because I'm beautiful. That's it.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Don't hate him because he's beautiful, and let's kick it off with the real meat and potatoes with the gold medal moment. This weekend, UFC 273 Jacksonville, Khamzat Chimaev, Gilbert Burns. This is Khamzat Chimaev's biggest test of the career. We've had him inside studio. You and I together sat down with him and Darren Till. This is it, the big cojones. It's all coming out right here. Let's sum it up for the audience. What's made him so dominant so far, Khamzat?
It could be. I mean, the dominance is great, and he's done what he has to do if he could get rid of somebody. But at the same time, it could also be a curse because he's never gone past. He's never done 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He's been finishing everybody in the UFC within the first round. So that being said, man, it's especially if you cut weight, man. I was just watching a video here how much Chimaev has to cut down to make 170s. I don't see him at 170s for too long. You know what I mean? For too long. I think he's outgrown it. I mean, he was wrestling at 86 kilos at 92. That's 211 and 184 pounds, and now he's at 170. I think that's going to be his greatest challenge because we saw that last time he tried to make weight, he struggled. He made the weight, but he struggled. So, you know, sometimes that could be the biggest birdie, man. It's the fight before the fight, and that fight is the weight cut. So that's where I'm curious to see whether Khamzat is going to really be able to recover because, you know, Gilbert Burns has fought championship fights, and he's able to go 3 rounds.
But look at the sensationalism around this buzz. This is more attention Gilbert Burns is getting now than when he fought Usman for the title. It's crazy. He's got all that sensationalism, the hype behind him, but the dominance so far. Get back to the Schmo's original question for a second. Is it because of just the level of competition and not having the ring time, or is it truly because this is who the man is? He's that dominant of a human being.
Yeah, he's dominant, man. He believes in wrestling. He's obsessed with fighting. He doesn't have any kids. Like that's all he does is dedicate himself to the sport of mixed martial arts, and he wants to be complete. Like Chimaev's legacy is to be the greatest of all time, to walk out with 2-3 UFC belts, and that's really what his dream is. And when he's a wrestler and you've been to the school that he's been to, like in Dagestan, man, like a lot of things are possible. That's what I would have loved to have seen Khabib go up 270 pounds, just for that same reason. Obviously, it would never happen because him and Kamaru are boys, but Chimaev's gonna try to make some history, man, in this game, and he is a scary dude.
So how does Gilbert Burns upset him and derail this hype train? How does he do it?
Yeah, if I was in Gilbert Burns' position, Schmo, I would definitely anticipate a lot of things that Chimaev's going to do. Gilbert Burns, he is going to get taken down by Chimaev. Chimaev does a really good job of covering distance before he shoots. Like, he's right in your face before he literally penetrates. He's not doing what the other guys do. They shoot way from the hell from out here. That dude's like right here, and then he's shooting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So here's the thing. Yeah. I understand, and he understands he's going to be taken down, and Khamzat is cutting so much weight. But Gilbert Burns has been in there with the who's and who's. He's been in the deep waters. If Gilbert Burns can survive the fury in the first round and all the onslaught Khamzat Chimaev is doing, because Khamzat Chimaev, we haven't seen him go beyond this first round. If you could test him, test where the cardio is, cutting that much weight, and go in the deep waters, every fighter inevitably makes a mistake. And if Gilbert Burns can capitalize on a mistake, he could shock the world. He certainly could do it.
He could, man. He could. Gilbert, you're talking about, yeah, Gilbert Burns. But this is what I was telling you, Schmo. He has to put himself in positions and in situations where he's more likely going to end up through the takedowns with Chimaev. Leg locks. You get taken down, anticipating fall in a position that's going to benefit you, where you're going to be able to literally submit him, because Chimaev's going to go in there. He's not going to strike with them. He's going to go straight for that takedown right away. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking he's going to do. So what you do is, like, don't fight the takedown. That's what Chimaev wants. He wants you to struggle. He wants to empty your gas tank. What you do is you anticipate it. You go to the ground. You fall before, but you put yourself in a position where you can submit. You put yourself in where you anticipate and you take risk, because it's not about fighting, Schmo. It's about winning. And if you're a smart human and you're able to win, that's what's going to make you, a legend.
Does this fight in any other way outside of a finish?
Man, it's hard to count any of them out, but I think we'll see. I think we could see a finish on either side. Gilbert Burns, people don't forget, man. Gilbert Burns is a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt world champ. He's one of the best right now, like when it comes to submission wise, in the UFC. And there's a lot of great submission artists, Damian Maia, a lot of those guys. He's at that cream of the crop. So I wouldn't sleep on him either. But also, Chimaev is he is the boogeyman, man. You know what I mean? He is that prospect that people that don't want to fight. They will only fight Chimaev is when if he ever becomes a UFC champion. That's when people are going to be calling him out. But nobody wants to go through him to get to the title. I think everybody wants the easy way out.
And that's why Gilbert Burns at number 2 puts his name in the hat, and that's why he is truly, truly respected and one of the greats we have in the sport today. Gilbert Burns steps up to the plate. Let's move on to the silver medal moment. Both gold belts on the line, UFC 273 in the main and co-main. Volkanovski, Zombie, Aljamain Sterling, Petr Yan. Triple C, why aren't you quartering Petr Yan for this, man? He's been calling you out to quarter him. Why aren't you quartering him?
Man, Petr Yan, because either one of him or that Flavor lookalike, Aljamain Sterling, because they both absolutely suck. They're both going to babysit my belt until the king returns, and I ain't nobody's water boy. You imagine that I would corner him, and I'd probably throw in my sticky towel just to call it quits and let Aljamain win again. You don't want that from Triple C. Anyways, man, I ain't nobody's water boy. Peter Yan, the ugly potato cheater Yan, you can do me a favor, and you can bend the knee to King Triple C too.
So does Petr Yan beat Aljamain Sterling? And new.
But you know what, Schmo? I rewatched the fight again because, dude,
So did
it
the
was a
Schmo.
lot close. It was a lot closer than I thought, man.
Yeah, especially in the beginning when Aljamain Sterling was looking like he was having his way in the early rounds.
There's a couple mistakes that Aljamain did really wrong with. If he could have fixed that, I think it could be a different fight. He was throwing too much volume, and he was doing a lot of shit where he was giving his back and getting taken down. Like it's almost like he was doing that on purpose to kind of create grappling situations. It's like, man, you really, if you're gonna invest in getting takedowns, you're gonna have to really create a fight with Petr, and really, you're gonna have to be inside. I go back to that Chimaev. Why does he get takedowns? Because he really covers this. He almost runs at you, stops at the right position where he's super close, and then he penetrates. I think Aljamain Sterling, if he's able to be a little more efficient with his striking and not produce so much power, but maybe invest in them leg kicks, like in the ankles, because Petr will go southpaw, and he does both, but he got to pinpoint a certain area, play the distance game, create fights. Don't fight just to fight, man. I think that's just the biggest thing, and this is why I would love a fight with Petr Yan because, man, I see these holes, man. I predict these things. Like, I know the areas that he's not good at. If Corey Sandhagen could take him down, man, oh, man, I would literally dedicate my fight to just grappling Khabib style, you know what I mean? Ground and pound for an hour every single day of wrist control, top collegiate riding, cage control, like making him fight his B-side. Of course, everybody looks pretty on their feet. But until somebody puts him on the ground and really puts the hammer on him, then we'll see how good Petr, the cheater, the ugly potato, Yan is.
Yeah, but Corey Sandhagen took him down, but no one was expecting Corey Sandhagen to go for the takedown. He's also been in there with some solid wrestlers and a Uriah Faber and obviously Aljamain Sterling. No one of the pedigree of you, Triple C. I wanted to ask you, put the Corey Sandhagen thing aside for a second. How would you assess the takedown defense of Petr Yan?
No, it's semi. He has it's semi. His takedown defense it's semi. If you ask me, he's got a semi defense.
Better than Israel Adesanya's.
But I think it's they're both. It's probably better than Israel. Yeah, okay. Probably yeah better than Israel. He seems a little more comfortable there. But he's got a hole in there. But at the same time, though, Schmo, he is a real deal. He's a great striker. He can mix it. Like, if you watch it, too, like, Petr Yan ended up in good positions with Aljamain, and he couldn't submit or he couldn't do anything. So that's not a threat. So you got to make somebody fight the B-side. So if Aljamain Sterling is watching this, man, there's a way that you can beat him, but it's done tactically. If you don't technically beat Petr Yan, you tactically beat Petr Yan.
Aljamain Sterling's looking like he's in shape. He's feeling confident. Peter's feeling confident. The Schmo cannot wait for those fireworks.
If his game plan changes, Schmo, he could win. If his game plan doesn't win it, it's gonna be the same shit. If he gives his back, he does like these sloppy takedowns, goes to his back. You know, if he exerts his power, his gas tank, unnecessary shots, like kicking elbows, like kicking limbs that are not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a purpose to everything that you do. You can overmove in a fight where it will literally fatigue you, and you got to be careful.
All right, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to this week's bronze medal movement. Let's talk a little heavyweight division. Let's talk Jon Jones. Inkling itching to get back this summer. What are your thoughts on that, Triple C? And also, we'll get into who could give this man some potential problems in this division.
Oh, man. Well, Jon Jones Bones, I talked to him last week, man. He actually gave me a call, man. So I'm honored when Johnny Jones Bones calls me. And he wants to, man. I told him, I said, claim stake at the International Fight Week, man. Why not, dude? You're a legend, bro. You are the greatest of all time. Dude, claim stake. Be like, hey, man, I want International Fight Week. Make that job easier for the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, go up against Stipe, which I think is going to be Stipe. But, you know, anything can happen here in the UFC. He's training hard, man. Jon Jones is a very disciplined human being, man. Obviously, you know, he's had his hiccups. You know what I'm saying? late night stuff. But other than that, Schmo, when I could tell you the guy trains and he listens, man, there's a reason why that dude's on top. So I think there's a lot of great talent out here. I know Darren Till brought up Apsino.
Tommy Aspinall.
They ain't nobody in the heavyweight division that's really gonna touch him, man. I really don't. Not even the only guy that really has a chance to beat Jones is Francis Ngannou with knockout power. But even that, man, Jon Jones could strike himself. He could wrestle. He could take out legs. It's you almost need to get a damn grizzly bear to beat Jon Jones. That's the only way.
Wait, the Schmo was covering WrestleCon, WrestleMania in Dallas. We ran into, at the time, he was once the youngest heavyweight champion in UFC history. Jon Jones obviously took that, but big Josh Barnett, former UFC heavyweight champion. The Schmo asked him what the UFC should do with Francis Ngannou recovering, because the Schmo thinks like you, Stipe Miocic, Jon Jones, that makes sense for an interim. But obviously you got the Cyril Gans, you got the Tom Aspinalls. He brought up a name, Romanov. The wrestler, the up-and-coming guy, a guy completely not on the radar right now for top 5. But that guy has just been plowing through opponents in the UFC. I thought that was an interesting name. Josh Barnett threw out Romanov.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot more than just wrestling to beat the GOAT, man. Cormier tried. He thought his wrestle was gonna be enough. Not really, man. You know what I mean? Especially when you do wrestle, when you fight, you get more tired, man. And Jon Jones' experience is just second to none. I'm sure, man. I'm sure there's a lot of great talent that could probably challenge him, but ain't nobody gonna beat him. That's all there is to it. Like, Jon Jones he's gonna retire undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that blemish. So, I'm not here to freaking massage anything from Jon Jones, but that's just the facts. I see it in training. I can see why he called Daniel Cormier with that kick, man. As a heavyweight, I'm just like, holy shit. As a flyweight, as a bantamweight, I'm like, dude, you can't even see it. By the time you see it, it's in your mouth, dude.
Freak athlete, and the Schmo completely agrees with you. Stipe Jones, that's going to be the interim title fight. How do you see that playing out? Because we both think that's coming.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight I like that fight for Jones, is because everything that Stipe does, Jon does better. From striking to wrestling to movement to purpose to all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has, and then that's just a great fight for Jon to really come back and kind of display his arsenal, his art. You know what I mean? It's a good fight because you're gonna see a lot more creativity from Jon, rather than seeing him fight Francis Ngannou, because he knew it would probably be more of a distance game, or more of a weight game, or more of a fatigue game to get him kind of tired, to exhaust his power, get rid of his shoulders for Francis. But with Stipe, I like Stipe too, man, but I don't think he brings anything that Jon has never seen. I can see Jon Jones literally stopping him, like no more than 4 rounds, dude.
I could see
it
like
won't go 5,
Augustus.
man. I promise you that.
I could see it being fireworks like a Gustafsson fight. I mean, Stipe Miocic, greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Obviously, he's now coming off a long time rest. So is Jon Jones, by the way. The Schmo feels like the UFC could have really dropped the ball here. Why? International Fight Week, July. These two guys, among everybody, this is your headliner for Raider Stadium. I know it's interim, heavyweight, Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic, all of the Zaz, all the other fights going on before the Raiders return in August and NFL football season reboots. Why not have Allegiant Stadium July International Fight Week with Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic? That's what the Schmo thinks.
It could be done, man. It could be done. I thought Israel wanted to fight Johnny Jones Bones.
What weight class, though?
Yeah,
I mean, Jon Jones up to heavyweight. I mean, he's not coming back down. At least Jon Jones has to fight at heavyweight for the belt before he considers going back down to light heavyweight.
Oh yeah. Jon Jones ain't never going down, dude. He's 250 pounds solid, man. He's a big boy. Schmo, it's crazy.
Big boy, yeah. I saw the photos with you two next to each other, and obviously you've trained with him quite a bit, man. Different animal.
Yeah.
Now, Triple C. Let's talk about some predictions presented to you by Bet Online. Place those bets in. They're the presenting sponsor of the Triple C and Schmo Show. Let's pull up the fight card. The Schmo will kick this thing off with the prelims. We have Mickey Gall returning against Mike Mallet, welcoming this guy into the UFC. This is going to be an interesting fight. You got USA, you got Canada. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Returning also his first camp at Sanford MMA. Aspen Ladd, Raquel Pennington, important fight. Aspen Ladd, oh, she is the dog at plus 165. Raquel Pennington, minus 195. Veteran in the sport. The 7th rank versus the 4th rank. Obviously important for title elimination in the bantamweight division. Jairzinho Rosenstrike, Marcin Tybura. The Schmo just saw Marcin Tybura weigh in London for the fight night. The backup for the heavyweights in London between Volkov and Tommy Aspinall. Plus 130 against Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Man, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, what he did to the lip of Alistair Overeem at that fight night in D.C. And obviously he was on this amazing train, and then what Francis Ngannou did to him. The last time in Jacksonville, the UFC was there at the Vistar Arena. When you beat Dominic Cruz, Jairzinho Rosenstrike got knocked out by Francis Ngannou. And then you got Ian Gary. You're talking about the notorious MMA in Ireland. You got Ian Gary, former Cage Warriors champion, making the second fight in his debut. Madison Square Garden. Got the knockout victory in the first round. Now he's got Darian Weeks. Ian Gary, minus 365 favorite. The Schmo understands why. They want to hype him up, and that's why he's the feature on the prelims. Let's go to the start of the main card. A guy you trained with, Mark Madsen, against Vince from Hell Pichel. Never a boring fight. Madsen, he's the underdog. Triple C. Tell us why they're wrong.
Man, well, I'm going to tell you why he's wrong is because this guy is a 3-time Olympian, Olympic silver medalist, and he's trained at one of the best gyms in the world, if not the best gym in the world at Fight Ready. I mean, the dude's evolving, man. Like Mark Madsen has come a long ways. Come a long ways, and he's only getting better, man. So I just think that wrestling pedigree, his defense has gone better. If there's anybody that improved more at Fight Ready than anybody really in the world, it has been Mark Madsen. He has really made leaps and bounds, man, with the striking, with the stand-up. He's in better position. His composure's on point. He's recognizing distance better. So this is why I am going to have to go with none other than the Olympic Mark Madsen.
An easy way for the Schmo to lead. We knew you'd choose him. And obviously Vince is well-rounded. He's been in the game forever. Doesn't have the wrestling nearly close to Mark's from that pedigree stance. Obviously a great striker. We understand why you chose him. We got Tisha Torres, the tiny tornado, against Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern, minus 115 favorite. Number 5 versus number 7. Big fight in the female strawweight division. What do you make of it, Triple C?
Well, it all depends, man. It all depends where the fight goes. You keep it on your feet, Tisha Torres wins. Yeah. You take it to the ground. Obviously, you're in. Man, she's probably one of the greatest of all time. Not just in the sport of jiu-jitsu. So, I think Mackenzie Dern is dangerous, but I also think that the tornado, is that what it is? Tisha Torres, the tornado.
The tornado, tiny tornado, and she's minus 105. This is nearly a pick'em.
Yeah, I think I would probably just to make it fun, Schmo, I'm gonna go Tisha Torres. Just for the simple sake that this is mixed martial arts. She could strike, she could, you know what I mean? Like the fight can go to different places, but godly, that's a hard one. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm going Mackenzie Dern.
I mean, Mackenzie Dern striking is only improving ever since she started training with Jason Perillo over in Ruka. It's amazing how much she's improved on the feet. She's comfortable on the feet, and obviously you take this to the mats, it's her world. Not surprised he switched on that. Gilbert Burns, Khamzat Chimaev. You already told us you like boars. Aljamain Sterling, and he's minus 5. Oh, jeez, he's a big fit. Aljamain Sterling, Petr Yan. You like Petr Yan, don't you, Triple C?
I do like Petr Yan, but I could also see probably the biggest upset going on that card. I could see Aljamain Sterling still beating him if there's anybody. Because I rewatched that fight, Schmo, and I had a different perspective on him. It's like, man, he just needs to work on his tactics a little bit better. You know, I'm going for Aljamain. I really am. I know I talk a lot of stuff about Aljamain, Flavor Flav, stunt double, but I'm actually going for him. I think I would love to see Aljamain actually legitimately beat Petr Yan.
I'm not going to be surprised if he does beat Petr Yan. I mean, I just think everything that could go wrong with him, from what he apparently did not eat and starving himself on that fight date and just having the embarrassment of the acting on his side, I think if now's the time in Aljamain Sterling's career, you're going to get the best Aljamain Sterling, it's got to be him. He's even clean-shaven, man. You look at him, there's a different twinkle in the eyes. The Schmo can sense that he's ready.
Okay, so does that mean you're betting? Does that mean you're going for Aljamain Sterling? You got him winning? Is that
what I'm hearing, Schmo? The Schmo's not surprised if Aljamain Sterling wins this fight. That's what the Schmo said.
You want to put a bet on it?
Well, we want to put a bet. All right, we can put a bet on it. I'll just put on a bet with you. Doesn't mean the Schmo's rooted or not rooted. You can take your boy Petr Yan, who you should have been cornering in the first place. I will take Aljamain Sterling. What are we going to do? I say we do 12 pull-ups with a diaper on the head while a binky in mouth. 12 pull-ups, binky in mouth, diaper on head. How about it, Triple C?
How about you put that diaper on? How about you get an elderly diaper? You put that thing on. You do your 12 push-ups. Or 12 pull-ups, I'm sorry.
Maybe for the next bet. The Schmo already made the terms. Don't change the terms now. Maybe for the next bet after this, you'll have to wear the diaper. But right now it's going on the head. And it doesn't have to be a used diaper. It could be a clean diaper, by the way, as well. All right, now Triple C. We got a deal?
I think but you know what? I'm kind of going for Aljamain, man. You know what? Let's just hold on to that bet, man, because I don't want that energy. I want Aljamain. I want Aljamain to actually beat him, dude. So I don't want to go against him.
All right. Well, I mean, the Schmo was not betting against Petr Yan, but we were going to take the bet with you. You're chickening out.
Yeah.
We'll keep it for the next one.
No, I'm not checking it out because I want hope for Aljamain, because then it's gonna be like I don't want it to be about the bet. I want it to be about the comeback. You know what I'm saying, Schmo?
The Schmo can appreciate that. We will table that outstanding on the fly Schmoment of the mind bet for the next one. Volkanovski and Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. Now, Triple C, this is a great way to end the show. Give us your final speech from Arizona on the Korean Zombie and why we'll hear and new.
Well, because think about it, man. The experience that he has, the people that he has fought in. If Volkanovski training at Fight Ready MMA, making the adjustment that he has, you know what I mean? Like fighting for family, for the country's honor, having nothing to lose and taking all the risk. You know, I go back and I think of that fight with Bisping and Luke Rockhold. Nothing to lose and everything to risk, and he risked everything that he had, and he won. And plus they had me as a training partner the majority of the whole fight camp. So I was giving them that exact Volkanovski look, you know, and you know, at the end of the day, I can't fight for him, Schmo, but what I could say is, like, I wish him luck, and I do believe that he does have the ability to beat Alexander Volkanovski. I really do, and I think when he beats him, it's going to be early, and he's going to knock him the hell out.
And the Schmo is just going to add a little. I like it. The Schmo's going to add some fuel to the fire in the favor of Zombie just to pump things up and to pump up our co-host, Triple C. Listen, man, this guy's fought the who's who. He's never been afraid to risk it for the biscuit. Put everything on the line with the elbows, anywhere in the cage, the flying knees. He's able to throw things and do things. He's got your tutelage. He's got Eddie Cha in the corner. Korean Zombie is not here by accident. Crazier things have happened. You gave him the good luck pillows. We saw him holding the pillows with the wife of the children. Great gesture. Great gift, by the way. Triple C, you're giving him all the juju he needs. Now he's just got to muster it up and connect. He's got the chance of the knockout. The Schmo saw what you said about Volkanovski. He could outpoint him, but he can't knock him out. Let's see if Zombie could shock him and knock him out. Anything's possible. We've seen crazier things. And by the way, the Schmo just, by the way, interviewed the Venezuelan Vixen. The Venezuelan Vixen. Who chose her to beat Amanda Nunes? Nobody did.
Yeah, exactly, Schmo. And you know, and fighting, man, everybody has that puncher's chance. Everybody has that submission chance too. Everybody has, you know, it is different, man. Like, you can really flip a coin in fighting. This is why fighting is so much more harder to judge, because you don't know who the hell's gonna show up and with what.
If Ben Askren never shot, does that knee ever connect to Masvidal? Does Masvidal stardom go through the roof? And does Ben Askren not hug him out and drown him, take him to deep waters for 3 full rounds? Had he not just ducked in the opening seconds of the round? Who knows? If he not just shot in the open seconds of the round? Who knows? But that's the fun of the fight game.
Yeah, of course. And then think about it too, man. I don't know what's more impressive, man. You know, Michael Bisping fighting with one eye or Ben Askren fighting with no hands.
Hey, both had longevity, but I guess Bisping's was longer in the UFC. And with that said, Triple C, what's your name?
I am Triple C.
And you can catch Triple C and the Schmo doing a watch party on Millions. Live commentary through the fights. You can hear what Triple C would say in the moment if he was cornering Zombie. You don't want to miss it. Tune in. Let's go. 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Somewhere in that range. Stay tuned for notices. He's Triple C. I'm the Schmo. We'll see you next time. We're out.